Welcome to Animal Audit Corner. Scientology's cruel practices has always been known for so many years. And that's behind the Iron Curtain. And this was before the internet. And it would be horrible. Even though Osa always seems so nice, they always know how to be nice when they feel they have to be. And this is really in front of public cameras with their celebrities. Otherwise, they don't care. They would have the most worst attentions in the world and are very dangerous when it comes to that. Because they never know how to present themselves to anyone properly. They seem to do, but they don't. But when it comes to censorship, the Church of Scientology has always been real permissive about it. When it comes to letting their people say whatever they want. People say whatever they want, but when it comes to their freedom, they don't want people to take it. They only let them have freedom when it's a celebrity because they are treated so much differently. But when it's at the low end of the totem pole and they work for them, they don't let them have their freedom. Scientology is going out of their way to control each and every information that goes out. That organization has the habit of censoring everyone that speaks out against them. Whether it's a former member or someone who has never been in Scientology before in their life, would agree that they're into censorship. The controversial practice when it comes to censorship, they use it to try and control another person. Let's look at a clip.
Email sent.
And there you have it. Their controversial practice when it comes to censorship, they use it to try and control another person, like I just said. Scientology has all of the access to advance aggressive force confidential information, all the unauthorized online publications. And that is the truth. They control each and every statement that goes out. Or at least they try. They would claim that they would use social media to promote public relations, but in reality, they use it to harass people. They would use the internet to censor people. They would target such people as former members, critics, and journalists. And they even use their animals to control them by poisoning their pets and killing them to silence them. So, animal rights activists out there, be on alert. That organization would use the internet in a form of censorship by blocking them out of their computer, which in fact, they did that to me. They hacked into my computer and deleted all the clips that were of them. But everything else was left alone, so it was them. And I'm not kidding. It did happen in April. The internet is one method that they would use to censor people. And they would use it by blocking them out. They would even control all the media outlets by filing a libel lawsuit against them. Scientology would use the whole entire lawsuit as a line of intimidation and use it to attack them. That organization had deliberately exhausted each and every one of those media outlets. And they make like they're the victims. Well, poor them. For instance, around 1991, Scientology had filed a $416 million libel suit against Time magazine and Richard Behar. That's their journalist. The entire case would drag on for about 5 years, where finally was discharged in favor of the magazine. Scientology has a history of using censorship to financially ruin people through court systems. L. Ron Hubbard came up with this strategy when using frivolous lawsuits. Then would use it to silence his victims, to get into another person's resource. They would be one Hubbard policy. That's one of Hubbard's policies. This entire practice is still used in Scientology today. They often use this on protesters. Since PayPal and the internet is around, all the protesters are using it. All their followers on YouTube would help them fund their lawyers. All of their protesters would ask their followers for help when it comes to their cases. And they're behind them 100%. And they are so lucky. But yesterday, there were people out there that weren't so lucky. They would end up in the streets. They would even censor all the media outlets by filing a libel suit against them. Scientology would use the whole entire lawsuit as a line of intimidation and use it to attack them. That organization had deliberately exhausted each and every one of those media outlets. Here's another clip. All right, you know what? Maybe another day. For instance, around 1991, Scientology had filed a $460 million libel suit against Time magazine and their reporter Richard Behar. The entire case would drag on for about 5 years. where finally was discharged in the magazine's favor. Scientology censoring everybody, including all the media outlets, would still go on into today. And to top it off, all in all, they use it to silence their members. Let's try and look at a clip. And there is one clip, if you saw it, where they used it to control that poor little teenager. That poor boy. Scientology censors everybody, including the media outlet, would still go on into today. That organization has the habit of censoring anyone that speaks out against them. And you just saw it with the protesters. Where nevertheless they would claim that they use social media to promote public relations campaign. But in reality, they would use it to harass people. They would only that's why they have all the celebrities to make them look good. But otherwise, they would use cameras to harass, intimidate their critics, their former members, and journalists. Then ultimately, they would even censor all the media outlets by filing a libel suit against them. And finally, at the end, Scientology has a history of using censorship to financially ruin people through the court system. But all in all, Scientology don't want to stop censoring people. They are going to continue to silence everyone. And here's another clip where a Scientology security guard takes an elderly man inside. Let me get it.
I have to be really, really honest with you. I'm not a Scientologist.
And there is another clip where they treated that old man horribly. And that's with the security guard dragging that poor elderly man inside. When they were just only trying to get into a nice conversation with him. Then in conclusion, they would continue to harm people through censorship. And they would even do that on the internet. It is just unbelievable. And then in conclusion, they won't stop. They'll just keep doing it at the end. All right. Well, that should do it for today, tonight, whenever. So, hit the like, press subscribe, and I am going to see you tomorrow for dinner when I cook. So, buy me a coffee? Can't afford it? Well, then don't worry about it. Just continue to watch the show. So hit the like, press the subscribe, buy me a coffee.